My 30F boyfriend, 37M, asked if his girlfriend, 36F, could move in with us. My BF and I have been dating for 1 year. We live together in a house. We have both had our share of long-term relationships and we are pretty serious about each other and make plans for our future together. He has a female friend of 20 years that I'll call T. To give some background, they dated for a couple of years in high school, college. Things fell apart. They did drugs together. She cheated on him, but they have stayed close friends throughout the years. I knew this when we started dating and didn't have a problem with it, since they're just friends. She lives in his hometown and we live in a different state. In the last few months we've started to have issues surrounding their relationship. T is in a rough place in life. She has an ongoing addiction and a lot of trauma. She doesn't have many friends. My BF has mentioned that he is basically her only friend. A few months ago she quit her job and was worried about having a place to live. The house she was renting was being sold and plans to move with her BF fell through. My BF offered to let her live in his camper van, and that he would drive it to her. I told him I didn't think this was a good idea due to her alcohol issues and how that may result in unfavorable consequences. He ended up agreeing after he offered it to her but didn't communicate that to her and instead waited for her to turn it down, which he thought she would. She ended up moving in with her dad. Things have been going poorly there and she has been having several emotional breakdowns, calling my BF and saying she's going to kill herself. I felt really bad for her, but at the same time she was not seeking help for her addiction, trauma and did not have a job. She was really stressed about being able to pay her bills, so my BF gave her some money, a few hundred. I told him that I didn't think that was a good idea since he could be enabling rather than helping. He ended up agreeing. A few weeks later he visited his hometown and they hung out. She has been doing odd jobs but is still struggling. He offered to give her money again after she said she was stressed about bills, but she turned it down. I was upset that he didn't keep to his boundary and original decision, but whatever, I can't decide what he chooses to do. Last night she called him crying again, saying the people she lives with are treating her badly. From what I understand, her family is abusive. Today, my BF asked if I would be okay with her living with us. I got really upset. I don't fully understand why. From my perspective it seems like they have a very codependent relationship. My BF is the type of person that wants to help people. We both do, and that's an important value we share. But at the same time I don't think it's healthy that he's her only friend, and that he's willing to offer that to her. He asked me before talking to her, knowing that we see things very differently. From our conversations, it seems that my BF feels some sort of responsibility to help her or save her. Just the other day he said that he doesn't think she's going to change. And then today he wants to let her move in? I think it's his choice and I really can't and shouldn't try to control what he does. I told him I could to move out so she could move in. But I don't see us all living together a possibility. I told him we would need to set boundaries like her getting a job and professional help. In addition, I don't currently have the emotional capacity to do all of that right now. I know for a fact it would affect my mental health. My BF says that I don't really know her and that I'm making assumptions about their relationship. I don't know her. I've never met her or talked to her. We've tried to meet up but it didn't work out. I understand that is probably influencing my perspective, but at the same time I think I can see things that he can't because he's too close to it. In past conversations about her he's become really defensive, especially when I mention the idea of enabling. I'm fine with him talking to her and supporting her as a friend, but I feel like this request crossed a line. I want to respect his choices and their relationship, but I feel that this will probably be an ongoing issue. I wonder if I'm overreacting. I'm also unsure what to do about this or how I should handle it. TLDR. My BF asked if his longtime friend of 20 years could move in with us. She is struggling with addiction and I think he is enabling her. Edit. I told him no, absolutely not. And he said okay. I don't think he understands that. Objectively, this would be a very bad idea. He is okay with me saying no but continues to think it's because I just don't know her and don't understand that she needs help. I'm disappointed. Rehab is where she needs to go. That's it. He can help her with that. Otherwise you are both really going to regret this decision. Likely may end up with your BF using again. No one can help an addict but themselves. Mostly likely it's her refusal to do so is why she has no one. I am sure she truly is very depressed. That does not mean that either of you can help her. She needs professional help. Oof. This is a definite no. You are not a rehab center, a mental health facility, and a job development agency rolled into one. This will be the end of your relationship. Is that what you want? Is that what he wants? I understand the instinct to help people, but this will absolutely not help her long term. For that she needs intensive therapy from professionals. Not an ex-boyfriend who is willing to throw away his relationship to play rescue. Total disaster waiting to happen. Your feelings are valid. She needs rehab and he is enabling. So not only does your BF want to move someone you've never met in with y'all, it's someone he used to date who is also in the midst of active addiction. Yeah, hard pass. I think most reasonable people would be against this. A stranger with a drug problem living with you? I'm a guilt-free no on that one. Her relationship history with your BF is irrelevant emo. Do not let an addict into your house. It can only end in your distress. Ah yes. White knight syndrome. You don't want anything to do with that dynamic. She will always put a stress on your relationship. You gotta ask yourself if you really want to live like that. Honey, you can't save him from himself. It sounds like he is determined to go down with her ship. She's sinking and he's giving her everything. This is not going to end well. They both need therapy and you really need to decide if you want to deal with this drama for the rest of your life. It's not your job to coach him to the right choice. It's not your job to see logic for him. A good therapist can help you determine if this relationship truly serves your needs or not. You are worthy of soft love. You deserve a partner who would never jeopardize your safety by moving a drug addict into your home before they've gotten any help. What other bad behavior are you trying to ignore? Why is this what you deserve? Allowing an unemployed stranger to move into your home while in active addiction is wild. I would question the judgment of my boyfriend for even suggesting it. You get to pay her all of her bills and he gets to enable her addiction. Sounds extremely toxic. You may want to start thinking about moving on from your boyfriend. I don't see this situation ending well for you. I personally wouldn't. She's falling back into her old habits. She needs professional help. He can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped, and at some point she will drag him along if this relationship continues. You saying no is great, but the problem is that he asked in the first place. That was enough disrespect to end the relationship. He wants some kind of sister-wife situation. He'll try it again. Just cut your losses and walk. So, he wants to get his ex to live with the two of you. And you don't understand why you're upset? Glad he accepted your no. But I wouldn't be comfortable with their relationship anyway. He's best friends with his ex and that's a huge no in my book. And I assume would be to a lot of folks. He should cut her off. And stop seeing her. I have one of these people in my life too complete with the personality disorder caused, self-harm, victim complex, and everyone else is abusive, and the related but separate addiction. Just keeping her closely in our orbit was devastating, and we both had to do some serious work on lack of boundaries, codependency, and caretaker roles we slid into to be able to finally see our behaviors to help this person avoid consequences actually made their behavior worse and worse, and we were always left with the fallout. It's hard but not callous to learn that lesson. Letting her move in would be a terrible, terrible mistake. Fuck no. I would just stop discussing it and start looking for your own place, because he's probably going to move her in. My ex-husband of 12 years had a great relationship with his ex-GF. We also became friends and she tattooed me. She is a tattooist. Then they had an affair which ended my marriage. I won't be making a mistake like that again. Let's rethink this. Take out the fact that she's a woman and they have a sexual history. Would you want a drug-addicted man living with you? No. Take out the part where she's a needy, hot mess, unemployed drug addict. Would it be okay for your boyfriend to move his ex-lover into the house with you? Absolutely not. You're not his priority. She is. I would not entertain a man with a friend like this. Male or female, but especially female. Your problem is that she's not the only addict. Your boyfriend is addicted to playing the white knight. He is determined to save her. The problem is that she doesn't want to be saved, and his enabling keeps her from hitting rock bottom. Point out to your BF that before he can save her, he has to save himself. He has no idea how to constructively deal with an addict. Look up Al-Anon meetings in your area or have him get into therapy. He needs to get off that merry-go-round of denial. He may accept that his friend has a problem, but he won't accept that she's the only one that can fix it, and not with his interference. This will sound harsh, but she isn't your problem. He's obviously in a fog with her fear, obligation, guilt. But that doesn't mean you should voluntarily throw yourself into it too. Honestly, if he let you move out to move her in, there would be no recovering from that. And living with an addict is a massively stressful undertaking that he really shouldn't be asking of you. You keep saying you're fine with their relationship. Has he ever guilted you into being fine with it? Because so far it seems like you need to compromise for his wants all the time. You're trying to get him to enforce boundaries that he clearly has no intention of enforcing. So where does that leave you? Second fiddle to a very problematic person? Couldn't be me.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.